Hello everybody, my name is Mike Plays, my Captain Plays, your favorite takes fantasy. Welcome back to sort of a little discussion video. Basically, I did a video a while ago of me explaining why I didn't like a particular World of Warcraft sketch that Family Guy did, and this time I'm going to be doing it on the end of Legion. So I thought I'd do just me playing a bit of World of Warcraft in the background. This is all post-recording stuff. I don't know why I'm using my camera, but I thought I may as well use it. And it's just me leveling up my priest because I need to level her up. So in Legion we had a bunch of new areas, such as Azuna. Was it Azuna? I think it was Azuna. It was either Azuna or Ajar, and I can't remember which one. But it was a really fun starting area for me. I liked it very much. It had a bit of everything in it, and one of the most memorable places I remember was probably the this certain bridge, and basically when I was there I just got insta-killed by this orc. I think it was an orc shaman who just basically one-shot me, and then when I got back and I did a little bit of leveling around there, I went across that same bridge again, and then luckily enough he was there and he killed me. So that was a fun area. Like I said, it had a little bit of everything. It had a bit of demons, had a bit of magic stuff, and it had a bit of it definitely had some pirate stuff in there as well. I thought that was interesting. Then we moved up to Valshaar, which was a really good place for druids. I didn't really play a druid. I was more of a monk character, so it was a bit weird for me. But I did like the area because it was very druid-esque and very night elf-esque, with a lot of green stuff, along with a little bit of the nightmare involved in there somewhere across. I did like that area, but the most memories I got from that place was actually doing a bit of role-playing in there with my guild, which is unfortunately disbanded at the moment. But I'm still doing roleplay at the minute anyway, so that's all good. That's all well and good. Then we move up to High Mountain, which was it wasn't the best place. I didn't like High Mountain that much because it was just sort of a lot of running around, and it took a while to get anywhere, mainly because it was a really high place to get around. But one of the things I did like about it was I think they're called the Brawl, which were like this rock type race. They were like one of the best things about that area, and I loved them very much, mainly because they were just basically giant rock people, and I don't think they're ever going to make them playable characters, but if they did, that'd be really interesting. But I really doubt they're going to make them into characters. Then we moved on to the not the last area, because the last area is somewhere else, but we went on to Stormheim, which was kind of a little preview of what BFA is going to be, which is Horde versus Alliance. That was the start of it, and then after that it kind of went into a sort of Viking ritual to be the champion of Odin. So that was fun. It kind of dragged on a little bit after I got to that, because I would have preferred it to being a bit more Horde versus Alliance kind of area, but it didn't really pan out that way, and I thought it was a little lackluster during that. Then we went to the final area on the mainland of the Broken Isle, which was Suramar, which one of the major drawbacks of that one was the whole rep requirements in all the quests. You had to basically get to Revered and Exalted, and they kind of dragged on if you didn't really want to do that. I kind of didn't really want to do that because it took a while to do it. I did it anyway, because you kind of had to do it. So it was a little bit of a grind to do it, but once it's done, you get all the stuff. We also learned about a new race called the Highborn, which did eventually become playable as the Nightborn. They were interesting. They were a lot more magic oriented, and I think they were like, all of them were at least 1,000 years old, something really strange. And then after that we moved on to the Broken Shore, which was a nice step towards the end of Legion. It basically took us through a little patch of land which is all taken over by the Legion, and we basically had to just liberate it. That was fun. but I think most people just sort of run through that area just so they could get the class mount. No, that's not what I did. Well, the first time I did it, it was fine. I basically just went through it at a normal pace. But after that, I think with all my alts, I just went around and did it all as quick as I could to get the mounts. And then once we beat up the Broken Shore, we got to Argos, which was interesting, but I had one tiny criticism. It was more of an alliance heavy storyline was the Argos campaign. We saw basically just Varian and Illidan chatting away as they're trying to defeat the Legion, and the only thing that's going through my mind is, where's the Horde in all of this? Because being unfortunately slightly more of an alliance player, it was great because the whole alliance was basically just defeating Legion, but the Horde kind of just felt left out, and they didn't really have any representative up there, because we had a human, a Draenei, and another thing, a human, a Draenei, and something else, and we didn't really get anything from the Horde side of things, but they kind of made up for that in the end, well, the sort of epilogue they did, with the whole Azeroth fight, what was it? The whole Horde finding Azeroth thing at the end of the world when he got when spoilers happened at the end. So they did eventually get something to do with the whole campaign. What do I think about it as a whole? I thought it was pretty good. I liked the whole way they got people around things. I did eventually actually spend quite a bit of monies on it, but that was just boosting characters, which I probably shouldn't admit to. But after a whole, I thought it was a pretty good expansion. I've never actually played through an entire expansion, mainly because when I started playing, I got to the sort of end just before the last bit with Gul'dan in Warlords of Draenor, and that's when I started to play officially. So I technically haven't been in one. But I played through all this expansion, and the best part of this was probably just all the role-playing I did on the role-playing servers. But other than that, I think it was a pretty decent expansion, because it was the Horde and the Alliance working together to defeat a common enemy. And I love that stuff in video games when they do that. I'm also looking forward to Battle of Azeroth, as it's basically just going back to its roots of Horde versus Alliance. And I'm hoping that there's not going to be a someone coming back from the end of the expansion. Is going to be someone coming back to basically try and take over the world or whatever, because doing that whole storyline, it doesn't get old, but it does kind of get annoying after a while, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen so much. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get his necklaces and all that other stuff, and then hopefully either defeat the Horde or defeat the Alliance. I'm gonna definitely try and do PvP in this one. I did do PvP before in the old expansion. I don't know why, but I'm definitely gonna try and pick it up. But until then, that was my thoughts on Legion. I thought it was pretty good. I'm hoping Battle of Azeroth is going to be just as good, but even better. Hopefully it'll be better. But I'll have to do that when I make a video about that later on in the year. But thank you very much for watching. Those have been my thoughts, and a little bit of not really my thoughts. I don't know. That was a video about Legions, I guess. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully I'll get this video out today. I don't know, but we'll soon find out. So see you guys in the next video.